vanilla bread, and we're going to need 4 eggs, 2.5 cups of flour. It's already saved, and we're going to use 200 grams of margarine, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 cup milk, and 200 grams of sugar. So I'm going to beat the margarine by itself so that it can be a little bit fluffier before adding my sugar. Let's do this. So we normally beat the sugar and margarine together so that the sugar can dissolve. It can dissolve and make the cake fluffier. So, and you also want to have a almost creamy white color of this. If it's yellow, if it's like bright yellow, you need to beat it some more. So yes, creamy white. Now we'll put 1 egg at a time. So let's do that. Before adding your next egg, make sure you always scrape off the sides and put the egg in the middle. That actually helps with some I just find it very helpful, and you make sure to get every bit. So this is the consistency of the batter. You can see that it's almost runny, but not too runny. So you can now put the essence of the flavor that you want. For me, I'm using mint today. Yeah, that's gonna be a yummy cake. So it's now time to add the flour and the milk into the batter, which is the last step of baking a mint cake. So this is the baking powder I had already saved. Make sure to mix this well so that it can incorporate with the flour. So I'm going to put half of this first, just half of it, and fold it in. By the folding in a cake mixture is one of the trickiest part in baking a perfect cake. This will determine if your cake will sink at the middle or it will rise perfectly. Baking is actually like a science. It's actually a science. Make sure to not overfold. This part is very important. Make sure you reach the bottom of the container what you're using to make your mixture in. Do it gently, don't overmix it. This is a very, very delicate part of baking a cake. So now I'll add half a cup of the milk, just half. and mix in. Actually, fold it in gently, people, gently. And I hope your oven is already preheated, because this is pretty much the last step of making this cake. So now add the rest of the flour. And fold it in, and then you can add the rest of the milk once the flour that you've put right now is mixed well, like properly incorporated. So yeah. So when I'm folding in my butter, I like to start with this is a wooden spoon. In Kenya we call it a mwiko. Yes, but afterwards I like to use a spatula, because it gets to the farthest ends of it gets everywhere, it gets around. I can scrape off everything, so whatever is not mixed can get mixed. I hope you can see this. Make sure you completely mix your whole mixture. We don't want biting into lumps of flour after baking the cake. That will be so not cool. Yeah, this is how you make a professional mint cake. And now I'm going to pour it into my baking tins. They're already greased up and covered in greaseproof paper. If you want to know how to do this, you can leave me a comment down below. So before putting your cake into the oven, make sure your cake batter is flattened out. Don't put it in like this when it's uneven. So take your spatula and go all around, flattening it. That's it, flattening it. And make sure to give it a little tap on so that if there are any air bubbles, they can come up and your cake will rise perfectly. (180°) top and bottom heat. I've not put the fan on. This is the fan on. I haven't put that on, so yay!